This particular polling station is one of those that are hosted in a very busy environment, being that it is close to a school, close to a polling station, close to many residential areas here. It makes it such a very tricky one, and so maybe it explains why there is heavy deployment at this particular polling stations. Much as we have not been able to see any of the officers inside the polling station with a gun. Around us, there are several other officers of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, of the Field Force Unit, and all those who are wearing the khaki uniform of the Uganda police here at this particular polling station. So several other individuals, the voters of Kawempe, came in a little earlier. So as the Electoral Commission was trying to do verification of each of the processes, the voters were earlier here, but the bigger gate of which hosts this area had been closed off for them to ensure that people do not crowd inside the polling station. So a little or a small gate was opened for them to ensure that they are able to enter this polling station and cast their ballot. We know that around us in the next vicinity, which we shall be visiting, which is Holmes Darland polling station, that is where one of the candidates, Moses Nsereko, is expected to be voting from today, and many others. We are talking about more than 160,000 voters of Kawempe deciding who their member of parliament will be. The key issues that have been talked about by those who are vying for this particular election are another day, but we know that particularly the voting has begun, and later on it will be a point of deciding Kawempe, who takes Kawempe of the 10 candidates who are in the poll today. That's a decision being made today. Sheila, back to you at the Political Command Center.
Thank you very much, Shamim. We'll be getting back to you later on. We now join Adam Mayambala in Chirokule. Adam, what is the update from your side?
This is in Kawempe, one parish, one of those that are densely populated, and this is the area where the NUP candidate Elias Nalukola is supposed to vote from, and according to him, this is where he was born. This parish has a lot of zones, many zones, and of course the most voters here are in Chevando. And of course this is Kawempe Primary School Church of Uganda, just opposite Shell on Tura Road. This is where this all is. And we were here by 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. and the Electoral Commission officials were already here. As you can see, the lineup, the queues are already there, and they are ready to vote here. The Bensons have been put here, and the polling agents, some of those were here, but I had the polling officials here asking for the agents of some other parties apart from the National Unity Platform and the NRM, and they were asking for Henry Kasacha's DP candidate polling agent, who was nowhere to be seen. The likes of Sereko, who was also not here, the polling agent, to sign off and see whether everything was intact. That, you see, is one of the gentlemen who was here very early, and he has cast his ballot, one of the very first to come to this polling station, and he's going to cast his ballot to vote for the next MP for Kawempe North. They were here, and early as 7 a.m. and there are a lot of polling stations in this playground. There are over 7, but some of those have not yet started voting because they have not seen any voter, but this particular one has started voting, and that was the very first person who started voting. There were reports of machine malfunction. Actually, there was a machine that they were trying to switch on and it refused to switch on, but also there was a technical team just here to make sure they replaced that very one. Those are some of the concerns that have come here, and of course starting late due to some agents not here and there, and the polling officials were here, the tamper-proof polyphenes were here to make sure that everything is tamper-proof. The boxes were sealed, and people were here, 10 that are mandated by the Constitution, to make sure that everything is intact before they start voting. And we expect the candidate of the National Unity Platform, Elias Nalukola, to be here by at least 10 a.m. to vote for himself, probably. We've seen candidates in this country that didn't turn up to vote, even though he stays in Kawempe, Kate Farao. We have not seen any heavy deployment around this place as of the time we came here, and people are lining up. There are security forces in Kachi that are here to observe what is happening. The only machine they have or anything they have to use in field is a baton that we have seen they have. But apart from that, we have not seen any armed officers, apart from the UPDF officers that we can see outside the polling station. That you see here is the second gentleman to cast his ballot from the polling agent there after you put your voting slip there with your particulars, and then they have to put your thumb into the machine and to make sure that this is your polling station, and then you have to go ahead, get a voter's slip, come to the Benson, and then drop it into that box, which was also intact and of course now sealed to make sure everything goes on smoothly as planned and as expected by the Ugandans in Kawempe North. And as mandated by the Constitution, Article 1037, the Electoral Commission has to announce the candidate in 48 hours after the polling has closed, and we expect by close of business, maybe today or tomorrow. That is the time that is stipulated to make sure that these people here get to know who their next candidate in Kawempe North for the next few months, of course, because we know we have to go to elections in January. But there have been concerns of the voter turnout. As you can see, some polling stations have not received any voter, and as of 2021, only 65,000 voters appeared here of the 160,000 that registered to vote. We are not certain of the addition that has come this time round, but as of 2021, there were 160,000 voters in Kawempe North, and only 65,000 turned up to vote, and almost all of those went to Muhammad Segirinya, who got 41,000 votes in that. But we are still here keeping tabs on this polling station in Chirokole zone in Kawempe 1 parish. This is where Elias Ruimbazi Narukola is expected to cast his vote, and we are going to keep you updated as events unfold at this particular polling station here in Kawempe Tura in Kawempe 1 parish. Back to you at the Police Corps Command Center.
Thank you very much, Adam Mayambala. Ramson is for us in Chikuru zone. Ramson, what is the latest?
Samson, from when we got here, the voting had not started because some polling stations had not raised the required 10 people and who are supposed to witness the opening or breaking the seal of the box, the black box that contained Electoral Commission materials that have been brought in this place. I can tell you that by 7 a.m. this place, the Electoral Commission officials had delivered the materials needed. The place had been sealed off, but of course what was waiting to be done was the breaking of the seal of some of the boxes. But what you can see right there, this is one of the polling stations that has kicked off voting, because the number of people that are required to break the seal managed to turn up, and the queue that you can see here is some of those people that are ready, that witness the breaking of the seal. The people seated just in these white chairs there are some of the agents that have been deployed at this particular polling station to witness the voting. The boxes that we did see were transparent and of course have been sealed for now, and that seal we know can only be broken if someone is trying to remove the ballots from inside, and that we expect it, the seals we expect them to be broken after 4, because polling begins at 7 a.m. and closes at exactly 4 p.m. Those that will be in the queue by 4 p.m. are allowed to vote, but no people will be allowed to join the queue by 4 p.m. So we expect polling officials to close off anyone who close off the queues and make sure that no one joins the queues by 4 p.m. and then those that will be in the queue will cast their vote, and then voting tallying will begin, and that is when such seals will be broken. The basin there is where people will be taking their ballot from, and the basin was right here and it was empty. This place has about 7 polling stations and categorized according to different names from A to K80, then from there, and other names of course continue like that. From here where I'm standing, the queues are here, and to the extreme, that is where the last polling station is placed or is, and the people there are also queuing up to make sure that they do cast their vote. From around here, polling agents have been coming in, and there was an issue here concerning on where the polling agents should be sitting, of course against the polling officials who will be handing over the ballot to the people. They were saying that probably they should be outside or it should be inside, but they finally agreed, and the polling agents have managed to sit inside the polling station to make sure that they do witness. From here, a name is read and someone goes to a polling official where he or she is handed a ballot, and they proceed to go and cast their vote. Each polling station has a biometric, a BVVK, voter verification machine, to make sure that they use that in casting their vote. You must put your fingerprint, they verify that you are the same person going to ask your vote, and then you are given a ballot and you go and cast your vote. Security deployment is around. I've seen men in uniform, I've seen men in UPDF uniform around here, I've seen police officers in their khaki uniform around here. Most of those are outside the polling station, but there is one particular officer who is inside the polling station placed there. They are on, those that are inside the polling station are holding a baton, just like the Electoral Commission chairperson, Justice Simon Biabakaba, did indicate yesterday that people manning their polling stations will not be holding any guns. Yes, I have witnessed that from different polling stations here. All the 7 around here, I've seen either male or female officers there, and they are not holding guns, but they are holding just batons, manning their polling stations, and the other are outside the polling stations, but those are holding guns, probably to make sure that they ensure safety of those voting and the entire exercise. Samson, that is what is happening here, but we'll be bringing you details of what transpires, and we'll be also moving from here to Mperirwe, where the DP candidate Henry Kasacha is expected to cast his vote from, and we'll also be bringing you those details from there. Samson, back to you at the Political Command Center.
Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you, Ramson. Thank you, Shamim. And thank you, Hakim. Remain on standby. Sheila and myself here also on standby. Sheila, myself, and our election coverage takes a very brief break.
Hello Uganda, get ready for an unforgettable week. The annual Insurance Week is here, starting Monday, March 10th to Thursday, 13th, 2025 at the Millennium Park, Lugogo, formerly KCCA grounds. Join the insurance fraternity to a week-long event dedicated to helping you learn, understand, and appreciate everything about protecting what matters most. From home and health to life and motor, whether you're a first-time buyer or a business owner or just curious about how insurance works, this event is for you. Come get insurance expert advice, discover tips on saving money, and understand how to claim and lodge a complaint. Unlock the knowledge you need to make smarter decisions with hands-on workshops, live question and answer sessions, and plenty of freebies. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Free medical checkups and screening for hepatitis B, blood pressure, breast and prostate cancer, screening, HIV testing and counseling, free eye checkup and blood donation. So what are you waiting for? Make this week the best of your learning adventure. Remember, access to the venue is completely free of charge. The annual Insurance Week is organized by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda in partnership with Uganda Insurers Association, the Insurance Training College, the Insurance Brokers Association, and the Uganda Association of Engineering Valuers and Loss Assessors, the Uganda Agro Consortium, Uganda Revenue Authority, National Social Security Fund, Financial Intelligence Authority, Africari, ICPAU, among others. The Insurance Week will climax into the Insurance Innovations Awards on Friday, 14th of March, 2025. IRA Uganda, driving insurance growth.
Hey kids, we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy 5 ways to love your baby, smoothen and protect your baby's skin with 5 new gentle formulations. Original to nurture your baby, aloe vera to protect your beautiful skin. cocoa butter to comfort your pinkle, mild scent to soothe your little one, and avocado to soften your bunju skin. Available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and cosmetics shops near you. Move it, baby jelly. All day confidence.
The government of Uganda has automated public procurement and is rolling out the Electronic Government Procurement (EGP) system. The EGP system is designed to promote efficiency, transparency, and accountability in public procurement. However, please be aware that some individuals are fraudulently contacting bidders, soliciting money under false pretenses, and claiming they can influence the award of procurement contracts. These are scams. The EGP system does not require any bribes or favors for awarding of contracts. For more information, contact the EGP Management Office, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development on 0414-707-965 or 0414-707-483 or email servicedesk@egpuganda.go.ug. Connect with us on our social media platforms, X, formerly Twitter, @EGP Uganda. WhatsApp 0765-226-521. Together, we can fight corruption and uphold a fair and transparent procurement process. Stay informed, stay secure. Thank you. Better steady, be better.
Kikulu nnyo buli munnayuganda okubeera omwegendereza naddala mu kaseera kano gye tukomye okufuna okusuumusibwa mu by'empuliziganya gye tukomye okufuna okusoomoozebwa oboolyawo nga empuliziganya mu mikutu egy'enjawulo ekozesebwa abatatuukiridde n'ebigendererwa ebitaba bituufu ku ebyo bye bajja nabyo. Omuntu ofunye layini yo y'essimu fuba okulaba weeba egudde giripootinge bagibulookinge kubanga bazikozesa nnyo okukuba amasimu agabba okufunirako ssente ate ebiseera ebisinga poliisi weba enoonyereza ekwata ggwe eyawandiisa essimu yo.
TUBA in partnership with Uganda Communications Commission, Equity Bank, Momo, United Media, MTN, Stanbic Bank, and NBS.
Find out if you're a winner this Friday with the Powerball Draw Show, brought to you by Ituba, the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery. Watch the results at 8:57 p.m. on NBS. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
If you just joined us, you're welcome. Just switch on your TV or your Afro Mobile or Huname. We got you sorted as far as the coverage of the by-election that is a Kawempe North by-election is concerned. We are there. We've already heard from Hakim Wampamba. We've already heard from Shamim Nawakoza, Adam Mayambala, Ramson Muheire, and many more colleagues of mine are going to be up and about. It's about time we now introduce Mr. Mugenyi, who is up and about moving to give us the mood to find out, are people doing their normal work or are they moving to go to vote? So Henry Mugenyi is for us on a vehicle and he is moving around. Henry, you are moving around. You know Kawempe North area. You live in the area. Are people just going about their business and not too bothered about going to vote? Are they planning to go to vote? Give us what you see going on.
Thank you very much, Samson, and everyone that is watching NBS right now. I am moving within Kawempe, started in from Chebando, where you said we put it right, that is where I come from, or that is where I stay, through to Kamwesi, Chebando, Kawempe Tura Road, and now we're at Mbogo Mosque. But it seems to be business as usual. People are moving on their businesses, but people are also moving to the different polling stations. Kawempe seems to be that calm as of now, but what I can confirm to you is, yes, we've seen posters all over the place, posters of different candidates. Farida Nambi, if you can take a 360 around, Sweet Cake, Luimba's Nalkola, key among other participants that are contesting in this election. But when you look at the voting patterns of Kawempe, or getting to understand what Kawempe is all about, this is a Muslim-dominated community. A Muslim-dominated community that has tried to put up different amenities or different setups. But what you see back in the background are some of the police trucks or military trucks that are trying to monitor around to see that the environment is still calm. But going back to Kawempe, Kawempe is a Muslim-dominated community that has set up different amenities. When you look at the schools in Kawempe, when you look at the environment, counting just offhead, we have Kawempe Mbogo, we have Kawempe Muslim, we have Mariam High, we have Chinawa. These are schools all set up by Muslims, meaning that they have invested in the education. And if they've invested in the education, meaning that the politicians that are contesting for this particular vote or for this particular race are not just about making promises, but making formidable promises that the people of Kawempe really get to understand. Because I can imagine that if we have schools like Kawempe Mbogo, we have schools like Chinawa, Mariam High, just to mention but a few, and there's so many others that I have not talked about. These are people that have taken their students to school or their children to school, meaning that a child that resides in Kawempe, however much we have a ghetto, this child has gone to like senior 2 or senior 3, and most of them have done senior 4, meaning that they are able to vote for a candidate that has really swayed them for really that particular vote. Here right now, I am approaching Kawempe police station, and you can see really, I will not call it a fact, but you can see different police trucks, different police vehicles that all manned, ready to go to the field. And we're in Kawempe, really taking you around to see what exactly the day is going to look like. But I can assure you that security is gulu gulu. Whatever the outcomes will be, I think the forces are here to see that, yes, Kawempe is safer than ever before. People dressed in kachi, people dressed in military combats, people putting on different headgears. Yesterday, the conversation in Parliament was about people masking their faces, and we are still seeing some of them still masking their faces. This is how Kawempe is really looking like. This is Kawempe police station. What you can see are some of the people that are going to be dispatched to the different areas within Kawempe. Kawempe North is one of the constituencies in Kampala that is somehow big, but also when you look at what exactly happens in here, different amenities, different businesses, but people are in Kawempe ready to vote. We are taking you around to see what exactly is happening. This is Kawempe, the road that takes you to the national referral. A jam is steadily moving, being controlled by the different traffic and policemen on the road. Business is moving, but we are going to give you a 360 of how the voting is really from now up to the main day, how it will end, we are really heading right now to some of the polling stations that are in Kawempe to see how they turn up, but we shall also link up with some of the people that are contesting for this vote. Earlier on, I was speaking to Farida Nambi, who is going to start her journey to go to her polling station in Bogo at exactly 10. I'll be giving you all those updates as they evolve, as they keep coming in.
Well, that is Mr. Mugenyi Henry, who is enjoying life, moving around Kawempe North Constituency. I think, did I see? Yeah, that should be the hospital. Mulago Hospital of Kawempe. There's Mulago Hospital of Chirudu and Mulago of Mulago. Then there's the Women's Neonatal Hospital in Mulago. There's also a hospital coming up in Ruboa. And there was also, I think, a hospital built by the late Muhammad Sejirinya in Kawempe North. Was it a hospital or was it a clinic? Did you ever see it?
I haven't seen it.
You
Probably
haven't
a
seen
clinic.
it. Yeah, the famous Kawempe North Hospital.
So we hope the candidate that will come after him will put another brick on that foundation that was laid.
Whoever that candidate will be.
Yeah.
He was a maverick, Muhammad Sejirinya.
He was, and I guess he's the reason we are here today again.
Yes,
Yeah.
the passing of a very tall man, a giant of a man, if you may. The Baganda say, but when you are replacing someone of, first of all, he had humor. He was a grassroots mobilizer, and he was a self-made hustler. And
everything he did was for the people of his area.
Yes.
How to develop them, the ambulances, the hospitals, trying to reach out to those that are not in position, the women, the children. He really tried to reach out and help as much as he could. Yeah.
And he also had a tenacity, because if you look at where he began his political career, trying to run as Member of Parliament, I think must have been FDC, then didn't succeed. Then he ran as a councillor, that succeeded. We remember him from campaigns like carrying TV sets over, I think, what was that? That must have been OTT. Oh, we've been around. You remember OTT. That must have been OTT. Then he joined NUP, ran that successful candidature that saw him in Parliament. And going to Parliament, he beat somebody a seasoned politician. I think it must have been Latif Sebagala. And I think Latif Sebagala has since taken a break from these things. So that's the kind of individual that we are trying to replace as we see the reports coming in here.
But I think also his being elected into Parliament, or the people putting him in that position, speaks a lot about what people look out for in leadership for their communities. I think someone they can relate with, someone who speaks for them and understands their needs. That's why I think Henry Mugenyi earlier on was saying that religion plays a key role for Kawempe and who will be their next leader.
Yeah, does religion play only a key role in Kawempe? Or generally, I think religion plays a key role within everything in Uganda. And I mean, it's no surprise that we're a nation of for God and my country. But you mentioned something there important, people that the voters relate to. Does that suggest that we are getting into days where people like you and myself will never win elections?
But I'm for the people.
I'm not so sure about that.
I will not be carrying TVs, but to try and reach out to the people and understand what their actual needs and work towards them. I think that's what people are yearning and craving for. What does the community want? Is it healthcare? Is it education? Is it the unemployment rates? How are the leaders helping in those areas? And I think that's what they're trying to look out for in these leaders.
Yeah,
with a bit of humor. I think that's why you see carrying of the TV and how some of the candidates for this particular race were carrying around chairs. So a mixture of both, I guess.
But I need to remind you that when we are talking about people for the people, we are also very clear that we want people for the people, not those speaking too much English. And you speak too much English. Still, I've got to remind you there. It is the Morning Breeze that you're watching here as we do run coverage that will go on and won't stop until there is an announced winner for this particular by-election. Coming to you live out of the Political Command Center and indeed from the streets of the entire Kawempe North constituency. Looking at my studio clock here, it is 8:55, and if you always watch the Morning Breeze, you know that we're going into a break, and indeed we will go into the breakfast meeting, and then those of us fasting will continue fasting, and those who are not fasting will go somewhere and have a very big breakfast.